And so it didn't affect his status. In fact, it...
Sure enough, 4 months after that report aired, Buoniconti was named his company's president and chief operating officer. The baker's boy was now 44 years old, already a model of success after football in every which way. His 3 children were flourishing too, with Gina at the University of Florida and his boys following in their dad's footsteps as middle linebackers, Nick at Duke and Mark at the Citadel. 1985 was Mark's sophomore season. On October 26th, his team went on the road to play East Tennessee State, and in the first quarter, he made a seemingly routine tackle that would change his life forever.
It's hard to express exactly what the feeling was because there was no feeling. It's just the realization that you can't move and that you can't breathe. And I looked down and I didn't even know it was my arm because it was just laying there very odd until I kind of followed it with my eyes and I could realize it was connected to my shoulder. And right then in that split second, I knew I was paralyzed.
It was a beautiful fall afternoon, and I got a phone call, and the doctor said, your son dislocated his neck, and he's going to be a quadriplegic for the rest of his life. I fell to my knees, and I really was, just, I couldn't believe it. It was just traumatic. After the phone call, I went out and told his mother that Mark was paralyzed, and of course she cried. The doctor said, please get here as soon as you can. He's dying. I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. And then it's very difficult to talk about it.
Nick and Terry flew to Tennessee that night, as everyone in the family tried in vain to make sense of what had happened.
I just kind of shut down, trying to get to the airport, trying to process it all at the same time, crying. Didn't really bellow out a huge cry until you walk in and see your brother. I mean, it's pretty tough. That is a life-changing moment. That's all you can say.
He had tubes in his nose and throat, and he was breathing with the help of a respirator. And, that's how you see your son. It's just not the way I expected it, It's still vivid, like it happened yesterday. I have nightmares about that.
I've never seen my father cry, I don't think, or break down or anything like that until then. And then, of course, no reason, but, I think my dad talked about blaming himself for playing football and all this crap, and no one ever thought that but him, but he did feel a lot of responsibility because his son was following his footsteps.
I don't know who got there first, honestly. By then, I was pretty out of it, and I think they were medicating me pretty much. But the part that I remember was they were all there. And that's when my dad was by my side, holding my hand. I don't know how he mustered up the energy to say this or how he came up with this, but he said all the right words. Looked me in my eyes, and he could see that I was dying there. I couldn't talk because of all the tubes in my nose and throat and everything, but he could see in my eyes, Dad, help me. So he looked at me and said, Mark, I promise that I'll do everything in my power to help you.
I made that promise not knowing the challenges ahead of me. I had called Duke and I had called Harvard